there, Jen with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Sedici Tourisma WP women's riding boots, available at RevZilla.com. All right, so on the table today we have the Sedici Tourisma WP women's riding boots. This is going to be a mid-height riding boot with full-grain leather construction throughout, double seams, and it is waterproof. That's what the WP stands for. A couple notes about the styling of this boot. I feel like this is a boot that's really versatile. It's going to work for a lot of different riders out there. It trends a little bit more towards the sport touring or V-twin cruiser crowd, but again, they're all blacked out and there's not a lot of embellishment on it. There's a lot of riders out there who are going to appreciate the understated style. So some words about sizing. I'm normally a 7.5 in boots. Sedici doesn't make any half sizes, so I had to choose between a size 8 or a size 7. I tried on the 8 and they were definitely too large. I tried on the 7 and they were a really good fit. Also, some of you riders out there might be curious to know a little bit more about the toe box of this boot. I consider the width across the top of the foot here to be more of a standard to a wide fit, and also it has a very rounded toe. It doesn't come to a point. So this rounded toe is going to give you a little bit more room in the boot as well. Now do keep in mind this product will ship to you for free, and of course we have our price match policy in place to guarantee you the lowest price available. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the features of the Tourisma boot. We're going to start up here with the top and the opening. In the cuff here we have a synthetic suede cuff and it has a nice soft touch to it. Also the lining throughout the boot is a 3D mesh system. When we talk about the opening of the boot, we have a single Velcro tab up here at the top that leads into a YKK zipper. Now in the opening here, I do want to point out, you can see that Hipora waterproof membrane. It's nice to see that that gaiter comes all the way to the very top of this boot. Some other boots, they'll shortchange you and they kind of stop lower in the boot, so you've got full height of the waterproof membrane in the Tourisma boot. On the closure and on this tab as well, I like that this YKK zipper has the extra Velcro on the pull tab, so you can kind of store it neatly into that Velcro. It's not going to flap and disturb your riding. Moving on to the front of the boot. Now, running down the front of the boot, we can see here that we have a little bit of a quilted leather pattern happening in the front bellow. It's just a nice little subtle styling touch to break up kind of the monotony of the same construction of the leather throughout the boot. Moving down into the toe box, we do have a reinforced toe box here, so you've got some protection in your toes. In my riding boots, I do prefer to have a shifter pad on top, or sometimes some boots will also have that exterior padding on the lateral or the outside of the boot. Sedici has forgone kind of those add-ons to these boots. They're trying to keep these boots looking more like a regular boot and not like a motorcycle riding boot. So the styling, again, is going to stay simplistic on the toe box. Coming around to the side of the boot, we do have a thermomolded rubber outsole that is reinforced with a plastic shank. You can see on the bottom here, it is a flat outsole, but it does have some waterproofing, so it has a little bit of grip to it. For the stiffness scale, we like to rate this boot as a 5 out of 10, so that's right in the mid-range. It's going to be fairly comfortable for some walking around town, also stiff enough for your standard riding boot as well. Do take note of this wedge here. It's going to give you about a 2-inch rise in height, so for you shorter riders out there, you might enjoy having that little bit of extra lift. Coming up the top part of the boot here, we do have some TPU inserts, ankle cups here, so we have some ankle protection. And when we move around to the back side of the boot, you do have your heel reinforcement, again, some hard TPU in the heel as well. Coming up the back side of the boot, in this rear bellow, you see another hit of that quilted leather, and we do have a little reflective piece here. I normally like a little bit more of reflective hits in a boot that's as blacked out as this one, but again, if you're the rider that's looking for something really under the radar and you don't want all those flashy bits on it, then you'll be happy you only have that one little hit on this boot. And so there you have it. That's the general overview of the Sedici Tourisma WP women's riding boot. If you need more information, go ahead and hit that info button on the desktop or mobile device. It will redirect you to our product page where you can read more product features and also some rider reviews from riders like yourself. If you have additional questions, you can give our Lady Gear Geeks a call at 877-792-9455 or email us cs@revzilla.com. So there you have it, the Sedici Tourisma WP riding boot. I'm Jen with RevZilla. Keep it on to.